Amanda Peterson's story began in Greeley, Colorado, where she was born on July 8, 1971, the youngest of 3 children. From an early age, she showed remarkable talent in performing arts, making her stage debut at just 7 years old. By the time she reached her teenage years, Amanda was already appearing in commercials, television shows, and feature films. Her breakout came in 1987 when she starred opposite Patrick Dempsey in the teen romantic comedy Can't Buy Me Love. The film became a surprise hit, turning Amanda into an overnight teen idol. With her radiant smile and effortless charm, she captured the hearts of audiences across the country. Hollywood seemed ready to embrace her as the next big star, and offers began to pour in. Yet, behind the glamour and excitement, Amanda was still a small-town girl trying to adjust to sudden fame. Few realized then that her meteoric rise would also come with hidden struggles that would haunt her for years to come. Though Amanda enjoyed her newfound fame, she also began to feel the pressures of Hollywood at a very young age. Industry insiders often demanded that she look a certain way, act a certain way, and maintain a polished image for fans and the media. This constant scrutiny weighed heavily on her, especially as she was still navigating the normal challenges of teenage life. Co-stars remembered her as humble and kind, but also sensitive to the judgment that came with stardom. In interviews during the late 1980s, she admitted feeling overwhelmed by the sudden spotlight. While some peers thrived in the industry's intensity, Amanda struggled to balance her small-town roots with the demands of Hollywood. The glamour on screen often masked the reality of isolation and anxiety off-screen. Though Can't Buy Me Love opened doors for her, it also created expectations she wasn't sure she wanted to fulfill. In hindsight, this moment marked the beginning of a career that was both a gift and a burden. Despite her instant success, Amanda's career in Hollywood was surprisingly brief. After Can't Buy Me Love, she took on roles in projects like Listen to Me, 1989, with Kirk Cameron, and Fatal Charm, 1990. However, none of these films reached the same cultural impact as her breakout hit. Casting directors often typecast her as the sweet girl next door, limiting the roles she could pursue. By the early 1990s, Amanda had grown increasingly disillusioned with the industry, choosing to step back rather than force a career path that didn't feel authentic. Unlike many of her peers, she did not chase fame relentlessly, preferring instead to return to Colorado and live a quieter life. This retreat puzzled fans, many of whom wondered why such a promising star vanished from the spotlight so quickly. Amanda herself later expressed relief at leaving Hollywood behind, though she acknowledged the decision wasn't without its struggles. It was a bold move that revealed her desire for normalcy over notoriety. Back in Greeley, Amanda began the difficult process of rebuilding her life away from cameras and red carpets. She attended Colorado State University, then the University of Northern Colorado, and even enrolled in beauty school at one point. Her journey after Hollywood was marked by searching for stability, for happiness, and for her own identity outside of acting. She married twice, had 2 children, and focused much of her energy on being a mother. Friends and family described her as deeply loving and dedicated to her kids, despite the personal challenges she faced. Life in Greeley was far different from Los Angeles, but Amanda seemed to cherish the chance to live outside the constant glare of public attention. Still, her absence from Hollywood fueled speculation, and fans often wondered what had become of their beloved teen star. Though she tried to keep her life private, Amanda could never completely escape the shadows of her past. Unfortunately, Amanda's life after Hollywood wasn't free of hardship. She faced ongoing struggles with substance use, mental health issues, and legal troubles that sometimes drew unwanted media attention. Court records revealed arrests related to DUI and possession, painting a picture of a woman battling personal demons. Family members later admitted that Amanda had endured difficult periods of depression and anxiety, which complicated her attempts to stay on track. Despite these challenges, those closest to her insisted that she remained warm, caring, and devoted to her children. They described a woman who was resilient, though constantly at odds with the weight of her struggles. Amanda herself rarely spoke publicly about these issues, but friends later said she longed for understanding rather than judgment. Behind the headlines and mugshots was someone who wanted nothing more than a fresh start. Sadly, the cycle of hardship and recovery would become an ongoing battle in her adult life. Years after leaving Hollywood, a heartbreaking revelation emerged that shed new light on Amanda's life. Her family revealed that at the age of 15, while working in Los Angeles, she was sexually assaulted by a man in a position of power. This trauma, they explained, had lasting effects on her mental health and may have influenced many of the difficulties she faced later in life. Amanda never spoke publicly about the incident, but her loved ones said the pain weighed on her for decades. For many fans, learning this truth years after her death helped explain why she retreated so suddenly from Hollywood. The assault had stolen not only her innocence but also her trust in the industry she once dreamed of thriving in. Her story became a painful reminder of how vulnerable young actors can be in an industry that doesn't always protect them. This revelation reframed Amanda's struggles, showing the hidden wounds behind her public image. In her later years, Amanda lived quietly in Greeley, away from Hollywood's gaze. Though she faced ongoing challenges, she also found joy in her family life and in creative pursuits outside of acting. She continued to inspire those who knew her with her kindness and sense of humor, even as she battled health and personal difficulties. Friends described her as someone who loved deeply, laughed easily, and always tried to find light even in dark times. In the months leading up to her passing, Amanda's family said she was trying to turn her life around, making efforts to focus on her well-being. Still, her struggles with substance use persisted, making recovery difficult. She was rarely seen in the public eye, which only added to the mystery surrounding her absence from Hollywood. For fans who adored her in the 1980s, the silence was deafening. Yet, Amanda remained loved and supported by her family until the very end. On July 3, 2015, Amanda Peterson was found dead in her Colorado home, just 2 days before her 44th birthday. The news shocked fans worldwide, as many had not heard from her in years and were unaware of the battles she faced privately. Her family reported that they had not heard from her for several days, prompting concern and eventually leading to the heartbreaking discovery. At first, speculation swirled about what might have caused her sudden passing. Tributes poured in from fans and former colleagues, with many remembering her as the radiant young star who lit up the screen in Can't Buy Me Love. For those who knew her personally, the loss was devastating but not entirely surprising given her struggles. The small town of Greeley mourned the loss of one of its brightest lights, gone far too soon. Amanda's passing marked the tragic end of a life once filled with so much promise. In September 2015, the Weld County Coroner's Office released the official cause of death. Amanda Peterson had died from an accidental overdose of morphine combined with multiple prescription medications. Toxicology reports revealed that she had also ingested a variety of drugs, including benzodiazepines and opiates, which proved to be a lethal mix. Her family later explained that she had been prescribed medication for various health issues, including respiratory problems, but her history with substance struggles made the combination dangerous. The coroner ruled out suicide, instead categorizing her death as an accident. For fans, the confirmation was both tragic and sobering, shedding light on the harsh reality of Amanda's final years. Her death underscored the ongoing opioid crisis affecting thousands across the country. While some chose to focus on her struggles, many fans insisted on remembering Amanda for the joy she brought through her performances. Her passing became a cautionary tale, but also a reminder of her lasting impact. In the aftermath of her death, Amanda's family spoke openly about her life and struggles, offering a more complete picture of the woman behind the headlines. They described her as a devoted mother who loved her children more than anything, and as a daughter who brought immense joy to her parents despite the hardships she endured. Her family also revealed the sexual assault she experienced as a teenager, explaining how it left deep emotional scars that she never fully healed from. They asked fans to remember Amanda not just for her challenges, but for her compassion, humor, and creative spirit. In interviews, her siblings spoke about the importance of sharing her story to raise awareness about both addiction and the exploitation of young actors in Hollywood. Their honesty turned Amanda's tragedy into a chance to advocate for change, honoring her memory by shedding light on the struggles she faced. Though her career was short-lived, Amanda Peterson's impact on pop culture remains significant. Can't Buy Me Love continues to be celebrated as one of the quintessential teen films of the 1980s, with Amanda's performance praised for its authenticity and charm. Fans remember her as the beautiful yet relatable Cindy Mancini, a character who defied the typical stereotypes of teen movies. Even decades later, the film resonates with audiences, introducing Amanda to new generations. Beyond her work, her story highlights the pressures and dangers of Hollywood stardom, especially for young women. In many ways, Amanda's legacy is twofold. She will forever be remembered as the teen queen of the 80s, and as a cautionary tale about the hidden costs of fame. Her memory endures not just in film, but in the lessons her life imparts about compassion, resilience, and the importance of supporting those who struggle in silence. Today, Amanda Peterson is remembered not for the tragedy of her death, but for the light she brought during her short time in Hollywood. Fans continue to celebrate her performances, sharing clips and tributes online that keep her spirit alive. Former co-stars, including Patrick Dempsey, expressed their sadness at her passing, calling her a remarkable actress and person. For those who knew her personally, the memory of her laughter, kindness, and warmth remains vivid. Amanda's story reminds us of the fragility of life, the hidden battles people fight, and the importance of empathy over judgment. Though her final years were marked by struggle, her life also contained moments of beauty, joy, and deep love for her family. The truth about what really happened to Amanda Peterson has finally been revealed, but her legacy goes beyond headlines. She remains a beloved figure, gone too soon, but never forgotten.